So my dick actually shrunk. I know, it's a really unfortunate story. Anyways, happy April Fools. And oh shit, dude, my fucking cable isn't working, bro. That's not a joke, but you know what? Let me just do something live right now. That's crazy. I'm gonna turn on my light and I'm gonna give you guys the craziest video where I just talk about shit that you've ever seen. Because like the reason I want to talk about this isn't because my dick shrunk or anything. Like I think it got down to like 2 meters or something, which is like not a lot, but I mean that's alright. But okay, let's see this work. Okay, but the reason I want to talk is obviously because dude, I just saw what song I had on because I want to talk about TCG Pocket High April Fools. No, I want to talk about Pokemon Champions and the home update for Legend Z2A. And on the side, I'm gonna do some Pokemon TCG Pocket battles. Hope you guys are excited. Just as excited as my girlfriend is about my shrunk dick because it finally fits in her. So yeah, no. Anyways, so I made some decks. I made the Bot Stopper and the Op Popper. Then I made a deck about scissoring, which is pretty cool. But here, first I want to talk about the Op Popper, because this is kind of like my creation. So the thing about this deck is, you wanna pop your Ops. Yeah. Yo, British drill. You guys ready for some British drill? Yo, popping a Op on a block with my Glock, and I blow off his cock, cause he talk to no cop. Bruh, I be party hopping like hopscotch, bitch. I used to be broke and now I am rich, kid. Yeah, anyways, let me know when you wanna sign me. I only take like $1 million minimum, so yeah, dude, British drill is so easy. No, I'm joking. So basically, what this is about is belly bolt, obviously, because for you guys who do not speak German, basically what this does, for 2 energy it does 70, but if there are 4 electric type energy, wait, is my flashlight still on, bro? Anyways, but it's gonna do 140 damage if there's 4 energy at all. So we have Zera Aura, which if you have it active on your first turn of the game, you're gonna get 1 electric energy. So it's theoretically possible to do 140 damage on the second turn of the game, but it's not very likely. The issue with this deck is you have consistency issues, because what you usually wanna do, you wanna have 2 Zera Auras, and then you wanna have the electric cable, which makes it so if your Pokemon dies, the energy is gonna go on to the other Pokemon that you have on the bench. But that means you need to have like at least 4 Pokemon like on lead and the electric cable, which isn't happening. So what I have is I have 2 Sabrinas and a Cyrus to get around it. Because I've realized in this matter, there are lots of decks that have like 20 Pokemon. Right? So what you wanna do is you wanna just Sabrina them out into a Pokemon that you can KO or weaken and then just win the game based on that. Ugh, oh, the flu. Fuck, I just fucking threw up in my mouth, bro. Dude, that's disgusting. Ugh. This deck is really good. They only lost like 2 or 3 games on my climb up here. I guess we'll let me drink something, bro. That's actually disgusting. Ugh. It's not an April Fool's joke or anything. Oh yeah, and then the scissoring deck, I have to change it because it's just ass, but it's gonna use the Op Popper. Wish me luck, gang. Yeah, so Pokemon Home and the Pokemon Company in general. Like, if you know anything about Pokemon, you probably know that Pikachu is a real man, and real men only use Pikachu. No. You know, what even is a real man, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know in the comments what's a real man. Do you have to pop an up to be a real man? Well, I have no fucking clue what this does. Okay, so it's 20, but then if someone took damage, it's 70 or something. Oh, they just gave up. Okay, easy win. Yeah, but the thing is that what's very obvious to anyone with at least 2 brain cells, which is like at least 10% of the Pokemon community, that Pokemon isn't what it used to be because corporate overlords and corporate greed took over. You guys probably know that. Thank you for the great game. Nintendo and stuff kind of lost their soul because back in the day, there used to be people that actually stood for what they were doing, that were real gamers, like Reggie, right? That had their face, in public, talking about, hey, this is our game, this is our passion project. Like, I forgot his fucking name, but dude, this game, can you load, bro? Thank you. Complaining always works. That's why the Germans always do it. All we do is complain and hate each other and ourselves, and we just want to kill ourselves. But yeah, I mean, wait, did that guy? What was it? I didn't see it. Was it like top 10 or like top 100? Probably like top 100. I'll see after I beat him. Don't worry about it. I'm so fucking arrogant, bro. What was I saying? Was it top 10,000, bro? Oh, shit. What I wanted to say is, there used to be like when the 3DS came out, like the person who was in charge of Nintendo at the time took money out of their own fucking account. Oh, that was fucking awesome. Now I just need a fucking electric cable or whatever. And I'm fucking cooking. Took money out of their own account. That was stupid. Oh, whatever. Took money out of their own account because they said I stand behind the 3DS as a product, and then they made a ton of fucking profits. Because the alternative would have been to fire a bunch of people and shit. But now all of those people are gone and they are replaced by, people that don't care about the product at all and they only care about money, right? Like the new head of Nintendo, I don't even know who he is. He showed his face like twice. I don't know your fucking name, buddy. Like, have some balls, bro. Like, god fucking damn it, bro. Like, it's actually fucking insane, right? Like, he literally came from the world of like money making. Like, I don't know exactly what he did. It really doesn't matter. So like, that's basically what's happening to Pokemon. Like, that's like the issue that everyone refuses to talk about for some godforsaken reason. It's just really fucking sad that like Pokemon fans aren't able to see what's going on. Basically, like the Pokemon company and the Pokemon franchise has become a means to an end. I'm gonna actually be a little bit of a philosopher right now. So according to Immanuel Kant, he had this thing called the kategorischer Imperativ, which is German. He's German, so yeah, I don't know what's called in English actually, but who cares, right? And basically, to sum it up in really simple words, basically, you should not use someone as a means to an end, right? I mean, pretty fucking obvious if you think about it, right? Am I getting cooked here? Alright. What? You fucking shitting me, bro? I don't think I have to continue fighting this. Dude. That's some crazy luck, man, yeah. Well, basically, he's saying don't use someone as a means to an end, right? But what does that actually mean, right? If I get my girlfriend who's a model, I know it's April 1st, but my girlfriend is actually a model. I have a video with her. You can check it out if you don't believe me. Yeah, I know I'm sexy as fuck. Yeah, but my dick shrunk, so that kind of sucks. But like if I gave her flowers because I wanted to have sex with her, I'm using her and the flowers as a means to an end. The end being sex, and then the means being the flowers. And when I'm using her as a means to an end to have sex, right? If I just give her flowers, just because, I'm not using her as a means to an end, right? So when Reggie says my body is ready, let's play some fucking Wii, bro, he means it. He isn't using anyone as a means to an end, right? But when the Pokemon company puts out 10 half-baked, half-ass games, obviously they're using that as a means to an end, right? And, that's why the Pokemon games as a whole are suffering. I'm gonna get to Pokemon Champions. But before I talk about that, I actually want to talk about Hannah Arendt, another German philosopher. She would actually call herself political scientist or like Politwissenschaftlerin. I don't know if that's like how you would call that in English, but I'm currently reading her book Vita Activa, which is absolutely amazing. It basically talks about like what Vita Activa meant in the past and stuff, but it's really just about like how did the Nazis come to power. But just a fun fact, like the Germans always say, "Oh, we want to make sure it doesn't happen again." What happened in the Nazi times? We want to make sure it doesn't happen again. Like Germans can't even hear people say that anymore because like that's just how it be like. But nobody actually does anything to make sure it doesn't happen again, which is what's happening right now. But for the people like me that actually want to make sure there's no more fucking Nazis around. God fucking damn it. It's so difficult to ask. I just want to clarify I'm talking about like actual Nazis. Like if you have like swastika tattoos and shit like that, like when yeah, right? But for the people like me, you guys and you should read Vita Activa. It's really difficult to understand, but I'm taking a class. But basically, one thing she said that I thought was really fucking interesting is that she basically said that there's like the issues I read it in German, so I might get some facts wrong, but basically she's saying there's the public and then there's the private places. What she's basically arguing because the role of the public and the private places changed over time. I'm gonna have to simplify it a bit. That's why lots of problems are occurring. And one of the problems is that with capitalism, you basically need to like you could say like liquefy mm, like money, because back in the day you just had money that wasn't really moving around. Like if someone was rich, they had like a bunch of gold, a bunch of silver, or whatever lying around. I mean, Hannah Arendt didn't say that, that's just my explanation, right? So what they did for the capitalism is they tried to like liquefy like the money. They tried to get the money from the private place, which where you cannot make it become more. From the private place, they're trying to get the money to go into a public place, so then the money like gets moved around, and like you can exchange your money and basically make more of it, right? What she's basically saying is like by like capitalism, like let's just say like this, like if you have like a box of gold lying around, right, you're gonna have to use that gold in order to like survive, right? So you're gonna have less gold. But what capitalism did is they changed it, so instead of having less gold, you would have more and more gold over time, basically, right? So instead of using up your gold, you would take the gold, take it from the private sector into the public sector. Bro, I'm fucking cooked, by the way. Take it from the private sector into the public sector, and then you would make more of it. So instead of losing the gold, you're making more gold. But the issue is, back in the day, in the Greek city states, if that's the right word, they used to have something called the polis. I think it's the same in English, where basically all of the rich people came together. So it was only men. They had to be over 30. They had to earn or like make like a certain amount of grain. They had to go into this public space, the polis, and discuss about like the laws and everything they had, right? And it was really about proving yourself. You had to prove how you are different from anyone else. I'm gonna get to how this relates to Pokemon. You had to prove yourself. How are you justifying your existence in the polis, basically? And you had to do all kinds of like great things, right? I'm lo- Maybe this deck is ass after all, bro. How is it I cannot get my fucking Pokemon, bro? If I got my Pokemon, I would have swept this guy so easily, because I literally would have one-shot both of his. I would have one-shot his Ogre-Pawn, and then the Venusaur would have been two-hit, and like nothing he can do about it without the healing I have. But yeah. So you had back then, you had to prove yourself, and if you didn't prove yourself, there's a chance. Well, there isn't a chance. It happened every year. They voted someone out who got exiled, so he was basically like killed. That's their understanding of that time, because being alive meant to be around people, but that's another topic. It's really interesting if you think about the allegory of the cave by Plato, because if you think about the person inside the cave is basically dying according to Plato, but that's another topic, right? So what's basically going on is, back in the day, you had all of those rich people coming together and discussing things in the public place to basically justify their existence as rich people. And what changed when the public and the private places changed which people said, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. All I want to do is sit home and smoke weed. I don't want to work. I don't want to do all of that shit, bro. I just want to sit home. I want to smoke weed. I want to play TCG Pocket. I want to rant about, like, no, I didn't say that. I just said, like, I don't want to do this no more. So what they're doing is they're basically looking for representatives that step into the light of the public in order for those representatives that step into the public light to multiply their money, right? That's not only politics in a nutshell, think about that, but it also explains what's been happening to Pokemon, right? Because basically what's happening back in the day, people like Reggie, they had to prove themselves. They had to be like, hey, I'm here, I love Pokemon, I stand for what I do, I stand for what I do, well, Nintendo in their case, right? I stand by it, and I, want to prove this by doing great things, like, just being a good person, being a good CEO, making great games. And that changed, because now people that live in private and whose only goal it is to make money, which is another thing he talks about, but I'm gonna get into it in a second. Now they need to only step into the public when they basically have to. They don't want to, they have to, in order to make more money, right? And what Hannah Arendt is basically saying, in the capitalism, basically what happened is, like, a nihilist stream. Nothing matters except for money, right? I might be a bit exaggerated on this one, but I have to keep the explanations a bit more simple, because like bro, it's Hannah Arendt, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's literally Hannah Arendt, bro. I have to simplify some things. If you want to critique my philosophical analysis, please make sure to do so productively in the comments. But long story short, she's basically saying that people just use things to make money. Basically, people are just using. Can I please draw my fucking goddamn Pokemon, bro? I'm gonna fucking kill myself, bro. Oh my god. But maybe this deck is ass after all. What I was basically trying to say is, at this point, like, if you look at any big company, like, the product they're selling doesn't even matter anymore. It's just a means to an end to get more money. And obviously, we as consumers are the ones they are exploiting. Think about Gillette. Like, Gillette literally has the patent, I think that's the right word, for a razor that you never have to sharpen. You're basically an unlimited razor, right? But obviously, they don't make unlimited razors because they don't actually care about making good razor blades. They don't give a fuck. What, dude, are you fucking joking? They only give a fuck about making money. That's all they care about, right? And it's the same with Pokemon. When they don't care about good Pokemon games, they don't need to prove they can make good Pokemon games. Pokemon games don't need to justify their existence anymore, because it's just there to make us money. It doesn't need to prove it anymore, right? We are buying it anyways. To be fair, none of those philosophers said that. That's me saying that, right? I mean, obviously, lots of other people are saying that as well. I'm just saying, right? Like, that's what the public basically thinks, and we all know the public is right. I mean, look at Pokemon Kamasi and Pokemon Suck My Ass and Lick My Balls, bro. Like, they're like the most sold Pokemon games there are, even more than like the first generation. Actually, it might be a bit behind the first generation, but they're gonna be the most sold Pokemon games of all time at some point, which is just so sad to think about. But yeah. And if you're watching my channel, you probably already know about the decline of the quality of the Pokemon games, how the biggest media franchise in the world has like 200 people working on the thing that is justifying the existence of the media franchise right, but that's a whole nother topic, right? But yeah, basically, oh, I forgot to say, no, I said, I didn't forget to say, never mind. I forgot I already said it, but yeah. So basically, what does this have to do with your mom? I don't fucking know. But what does it have to do with TCG Pocket? What does it have to do with Pokemon Champions and Pokemon ZL? Well, quite simple. Pokemon Champions is the new place where we're gonna play VGC indefinitely, according to the developers. Unfortunately, I don't have the interview. I would show you guys, but I don't need sources, bro. Luckily, this isn't a homework or assignment or whatever. It's just, dude, can I get a fucking Pokemon, bro? Oh my god. What? Can I get a Pokemon? So, what was I saying? This is not a homework assignment. I don't need my Pokemon, bro. It's fine. Oh no, are they gonna put me to sleep, bro? What was I saying, bro? Dude, I can't. I just can't, bro. Give me a belly bolt and I win the game immediately. It's that simple. Just like the last game and the game before, man. Ah. I completely forgot what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, the decline of the quality of the Pokemon games. Obviously, since like I already established, the Pokemon games at this point are just a means to an end of a Pokemon company to make more money. Yeah, Pokemon Champions, Pokemon Legends C2A. Oh, please, for God's sake, give me my fucking belly bolt, bro. I'm just gonna kill myself. It's fine. Now, guys, I'm being serious. We're not gonna kill myself, but if you seek professional help, please be not afraid to ask. Like, I'm not gonna go that deep, but I know some people who are suicidal. It's not funny, guys. It really isn't. Except for when I make jokes about it, obviously. But, I mean, yeah, so. Okay. Wait, I have Copycat. I can just use Copycat, bro. I can just use Copycat. I'm stupid. I could have. Never mind, I'm not stupid, but I could have used Copycat, bro. Never mind, I couldn't. So, the Pokemon games always were the place to play VGC because it just makes sense. You play a game and you play that game competitively, right? But now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, who could have guessed? They want to charge extra money for that, right? Which, I mean, obviously is ridiculous. I don't think we have to talk about that. But now, these people at Game Freak and Nintendo and the Pokemon Company want you to pay money for, like, they want you to pay money for a thing that you already had for free for like 10 plus years, right? Like, there's absolutely no reason why that should be the case, right? There's absolutely no reason why you should pay money to be able to play competitive Pokemon. It's ridiculous, by the way. But there isn't, right? Except for them making more money, right? And I'm not gonna pay any money. I'm just gonna play fucking Pokemon Showdown, bro. I'm gonna play Pokemon Showdown. Just got water everywhere, bro. I'm gonna play Pokemon Showdown. But the thing is, Pokemon Champions. Now, my man Zach, he actually made a video about Pokemon Champions, about how expensive it's gonna be. Obviously, we're gonna find out more details by the time it comes out, and I don't wanna spoil his video. You guys can check it out on your own. But basically, Pokemon Champions will oh shit! I thought I fucking muted this, bro. Fuck. Anyways, oh, now I have to edit this. Fuck my life, bro. But basically, now I lost my train of thoughts again. Oh yeah, there's absolutely no reason you should be paying for Pokemon Champions, and it is incredibly overpriced. And there are a ton of features that are not designed to be fun. They're not designed to test your intelligence. Oh my god, I actually have my Pokemon! I actually have my Pokemon, bro! What is this? This must be heaven. There are features that are just designed to get your money. Why is there only 40 box space and why do you have to increase it using money, right? There's absolutely no reason behind it. It's 2026, bro. You can store like one picture of your mom on like any laptop, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. It's just it's insane that they literally asked you for money. Like they literally asked you for money to have more box space. Like, what's the point in that? Like, it's not fun to not have any box space, right? They're just doing this to get your money, right? Like the game itself is going to be completely overpriced, right? On top of that, the thing about VGC, which is that it has to like it's literally for like rich people if you want to go to the world championships, right? Because like you have to travel to events, you don't have to all of that kind of stuff. That's just amplified by the fact that like Pokemon Champions is gonna like basically be paid to win. Like, yeah. I mean, sorry, but I'm just not gonna debate that because like it is gonna be paid to win. Like I'm sorry to say, right? Like from what we know, you have to pay for like mega stones, like the equivalent of like 1,000 battles per mega stone. You know, oh my fucking god, I can actually play the game today. Oh my god, this must be my fucking birthday, bro. Happy birthday, Harald HD. Happy birthday, bro. It's the 1st of April, but no. But yeah, like or either you grind out every fucking mega stone by spending, you know, tens of hours playing competitive, which obviously is never a good idea, or you just pay for the game. Therefore, it's paid to win. Like, if you have any counter arguments, please just let me know, but you don't. Like, I'm just gonna let you know right now, you don't. You may think you do, but you don't. Oh, please don't play with Pokemon. Like, I'm just gonna let you know, like, you don't. There isn't any logical reason why you should pay any money and stuff. So like, yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And the same with Pokemon Z2A. Like the thing about Pokemon Z2A is it's so obvious they are literally just using the game for clips. Like, you know, all of these cringe ass streamers that just hit like every emote or whatever just so they can fucking what's it called? Just so they can get clips. Like there's literally a guy who ran somebody over just to be like just for the clips, bro. Like he literally ran someone over. Like I'm not joking, bro. This sounds like I'm talking about a fucking dystopia or whatever, but yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous. Because my argument for this, sorry, I forgot to make my argument. Like it's extremely obvious that, like I explained earlier, Pokemon yo, let me have my cards, bro. What? Watch him like one shot all of my Pokemon right here and then me lose. 100 damage. You shitting me? And I don't get my Sabrina back, bro. Oh my god. I could fucking. I don't get my Sabrina back. Like the thing about Z2A is, like the reason why I'm saying they're using it for clip farming is because the game is very obviously programmed in a way where the intent was never to make a good game, right? The intent was to make a game. Because if you look at the betas of that game, you will see that you actually have a 3D game. What is that? Mars and Copycat. This guy is using Mars and Copycat and he's gonna win this turn, isn't he? Never mind, I win. Oh my god. Fucking finally. That's insane, bro. Oh my god. Like they literally had like 3D buildings and then they changed them to be 2D because of like just money. Just straight up money, right? There's absolutely nothing to do in that game except for grind, right? because of money. It's costs money to program some stuff. Like it costs like $1,000 or whatever to code in like VGC into Legend CA, right? Just a rough estimate, but it's gonna make you billions or maybe millions to billions to just make Pokemon champions, right? It's not about actually making a good game. So obviously the game is shit. Like you already know I'm gonna have so many people come in here, oh, it's such a good game, it's such a good game. Like I'm happy for you. I would love to be this ignorant. I would love to. You know, I love Pokemon probably more than you do. I know it's not a competition, but I'm just saying this. Like I spent tens of thousands of hours playing Pokemon. That's not an exaggeration. I probably spent more time playing Pokemon than I spent studying, and I'm literally in the 10th semester, right? Like, I'm not exaggerating, like, I mean this, right? Like, I love Pokemon, you know? If you wanna give me $1 million so I can make my Pokemon content, please hit me up. Actually, don't just hit me. Like, I think it starts. You just if you wanna give me like a billion, like we can talk, right? I mean, come on, everyone is a millionaire nowadays, right? But yeah, so obviously Legend C2A, like the buildings are 2D textures on top of cubes, and I don't know what they're called, but like those cubes that aren't actually cubes. You know what I mean? Like it's so fucking ridiculous, bro. I don't even know what to say, right? Like if you enjoyed the game, congratulations, but you will not be able to ignore its flaws. Neither am I. And I think I gave a pretty good explanation of the reason behind it. Needless to say, I am not excited about my dick shrinking. I'm not excited about Pokemon Champions. I'm not excited about Pokemon home compatibility. Because think about it realistically, the fuck am I gonna do when Pokemon Champions come out? I'm gonna play Pokemon Showdown. I'm not gonna give him any of my fucking money because I'm not stupid. I mean, like, no offense to anyone who's gonna pay money on the game, obviously, right? Like, no offense. Absolutely no offense. Just please don't, because you're part of the issue. Like, I'm not saying I never spend money on shit, but yeah, if you really wanna be part of, you know, the communities that are actively destroying Pokemon, like go ahead and spend money on it. I'm not gonna blame you. Like I know it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but like I mean, I'm not gonna blame you. I understand. I understand. If I was a billionaire, I'd waste all of my money too. Like who gives a fuck? I mean, that's not true. But if I was a billionaire, I'd regrow my dick. But that was actually crazy. Okay, let's see. Okay. Um. Yeah, it's just I wanted to talk about it a little bit. The deck my opponent is using is pretty fun, by the way. I made like a similar deck, not for competitive, but for like singles. It's not as fun as you think, but I just hope we don't have a Guzma. You know what? I'm just not gonna use my heavy helmet just in case we have a Guzma. And then let's do this. But yeah, I think I gave my 2 cents about my opinions. Let me know what you think about my philosophy. Please let any like actual critiques down in the comments below. And now I'm just gonna finish with Snoop and then I have to edit the fucking video, bro. Oh my god. Dude, I thought I turned on nicht stören, which is oh no, I can't. No, I'm not gonna show it my messages, but that's crazy. Dude, my opponent is so lucky. Oh my god, that's funny. That's like the only person that's like less lucky than I was today. Okay, they didn't use Guzma, so I mean I have two of those helmets, so I can use one. Give it to my guy. Billy Bolt. Damn. Billy Bolt, leaving them ops in the cold on the street. Billy Bolt. He's that big guy in the sheets, belly bolt. Go and no repeat, belly bolt. Bitches don't sleep on belly bolt, cause he's the goat. Belly bolt. Belly bolt. Sheesh. That wasn't British. Belly bolt. Belly bolt. Eating some mint with my belly bolt. Oh, I'm British belly bolt. Is that better British drill? British drill. Did you know I'm British? So I'm gonna give you energy. I'm gonna give you energy. Now the real question is, do we have Sabrina? And the answer is gonna be yeah. Because the question is, do I have 4 energy obviously, so I'm gonna do 140. But when their metal coating is gonna do so they take less damage. They're gonna take 50 less damage or something. But like there's no way kill me anyways, right? Like I'm just gonna take this. I think I should be able to 2 KO them from here, and if I get another Billy Bolt, which I am, I should be fine, because now if there's Sabrina, I think I'm chilling, because I have 2 belly bolts. Belly bolt. Belly bolt. Alright, gang. I wonder if I can edit out the messages in YouTube editor. I might wanna try that. Because I have like 0 storage space, bro. I gotta like fix my storage situation before I go to the US. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys, I'm going to go to the US with my amazing girlfriend, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, anyways, I finally I finally got the cards I needed to actually play in the fucking game, and obviously after that happened I didn't lose a single game, but that's just TCG Pocket for you. I mean, GG's to my opponent, I think all of them played pretty well. Can't even lie. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Haut rein. Ciao.